1986. It was on November the 5th. And the club could not have anticipated the fireworks that have followed, George.
Well, when you think, looking back, that after a couple of seasons, his job was in doubt. I mean, they were talking about giving him 3-4 games to be able to stay in the job. And all of a sudden, it just turned overnight. And some of the buys he made, when you think Schmeichel cost $500,000, Cantona 1.1, and he got Cantona after he had already won a championship medal with Leeds, and he just doesn't seem, as I said earlier, to make many mistakes. It's been a special period since the Premiership started, and there's no reason why it can't continue, because I heard one pundit say a couple of years ago that he couldn't win anything with kids, and he's starting to win everything since then. Yeah.
That's the blend, isn't it? Good buys and reactivating the youth policy, which, of course, in your time as a player was a predominant part of things here.
That's been one of the biggest things, the youth policy, because in the early 50s, Man United owned the Youth Cup, and then we didn't win it until 64, when I was looking up to play on the side, when I was also in the first team. And that's one thing that they've done, and as you say, good buys, and also they've always had at least one genius on the side, which you need. We were lucky, we had at least three with Dennis Bowley and myself, and they've had Schmeichel, they've had Cantona, they've had Roy Keane, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, and he keeps doing it year in, year out, so long may it continue.
Well, attaining success in top-class football is difficult enough. Sustaining it is 1,000 times harder, and not only, of course, down here in England, as Alex Ferguson sustained success, but at Aberdeen as well. We shouldn't forget that part of his quite phenomenal managerial career.
Well, when you think that, I mean, all the talk in Scotland is about Rangers and Celtic, and Aberdeen were supposed to be also around, and when he was there, he did everything that was asked of him. I was just listening to the boys earlier as well. Cantona, I could have guaranteed you that he wasn't going to start. He'll come on, and you heard the reception. Looking around, there's thousands of French flags here. They'd love him to death here, and he's going to make a big entrance. That's
he was
sure.
Always larger than life. He looks even larger now.
We all do.
We've got a glimpse of Paul Gascoigne in there as well. He's usually very much at home on these testimonial occasions. The side with Teddy Sheringham. So Manchester United coming out first, and very much a familiar side. Those back from international duty like Henning Berg, and now they're going to Solskjaer with Norway. Ryan Giggs fit again after his latest bout of hamstring trouble. Andy Cole is in the team, and Teddy Sheringham supporting him up front. And they make their way into a line now to help join in the welcome of the rest of the world team, who are going to be introduced individually by the entertainer from Ireland,
Ladies and
Patrick
gentlemen, a night of the team, starting with Manchester United. Starting tonight for the Premiership holders, the FA Cup holders and the European Cup holders. Number 1, Remy van der Gaal. Number 2, Philip Neville. Number 3, Mikel Silvestre. Number 4, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Number 5, Henning Berg. Number 6, Jaap Stam. Number 7, Dwight York. Number 8, Nicky Butts. Number 9, Andy Cole. Number 10, Teddy Sheringham. And back from injury, number 11, Ryan Giggs. And so, to the rest of the world. At number 1, from Sporting Lisbon in Denmark, Peter Schmeichel. At number 2, from Roma and the captain of Brazil, Cafu. From Italy and Newcastle United, please welcome the man who took defeat with dignity in the new camp last May, the Bayern Munich manager and in charge of the rest of the world, Otmar Hitzfeld. And he's just finished tying his boots at number 5, Taribo West from Inter Milan in Nigeria. And now, folks, we're ready to go. We're here to pay tribute this evening to the first manager to win the championship on both sides of the border. He's won 21 major honours, 12 in England. Here at Old Trafford, his record is phenomenal. 5 Premiership titles, 4 FA Cups, an unrivaled 2 doubles in 94 and 96, plus the first treble in the history of the game. In August, he was rightly knighted for his services to football. Please welcome the legend, the giant of Govan, that is Sir Alex Ferguson!
Sir Alex Ferguson has certainly earned this moment. He's never forgotten his roots close by the Glasgow dockyards in Govan, and his own strong family values have been translated into a strict but fatherly approach to his extended family, the footballers under his control. Just to confirm for you, this is the starting 11 that he's putting out tonight against the rest of the world, and a very strong team it is too. And the rest of the world keeping Eric Cantona under wraps for the time being. A tremendous reception for Henrik Larsson, who scored for Sweden, for Sweden's benefit, but it also helped England on Saturday, of course. I think we can expect plenty of substitutions, and Benito Carboni in limbo somewhat at Sheffield Wednesday is going to get some football tonight, and Careca, the great Brazilian striker, 39 years old now, is here to play his part as well. And I'm disappointed George Best hasn't got the boots on.
I tried very hard, but I've been in bed with flu for 3 days. Only Sky could get me up for this.
Well, we certainly appreciate you joining us, George, and there will be plenty of presentations here. But I'm sure there'll be 90 minutes of football to enjoy, perhaps not the tenacity of tackling from the real thing, but plenty of flair and some of a French nature. Alec has followed a well-trodden path of Scots who have come south, driven by purpose and ambition to prove themselves on a wider front. He has proved himself all over the world as a true master of management. All smiles tonight, the Ferguson temper is legendary, of course, amid football circles. There is talk of a mellower approach now, but I'm not so sure. His eyes were blazing at Stamford Bridge last Sunday, and that was before the game.
Yes, it wasn't a very good result. It might give him a little bit of a jolt, and all the talk that I think quite a few of the fans here tonight are wishing Schmeichel was back. I know there's been talk about getting him on loan, but we heard the reception he got.
Well, I suppose I've heard one or two gags today that Manchester United played the rest of the world at Stamford Bridge and lost 5-0.
they got slaughtered, but we'll put it right, don't worry.
So a little later than scheduled is kick-off time at Old Trafford. The rest of the world in white shirts with George Weah and Gianluca Vialli up front. And Alessandro Pistone, who's been rather out in the cold at Newcastle for a year or so, is in at left-back. Rio Ferdinand in the centre of defence. Cafu, captain of Brazil, scored against Holland on Saturday. Here's Pistone, still bearing two scars from the Rugby League Grand Final here over the weekend. Silvestri. Dwight York has the prize number 7 shirt. From Philip Neville, who won his 20th cap for England as a substitute yesterday. York. Mickey Buck with some space. And Giggs is in the centre. But doesn't make the most of Sheringham's service from the left-hand side. George Weah, former World Player of the Year. Larson. Here's Giggs. Just sense that this packed Old Trafford crowd includes people who may not be able to watch the Premiership games on a regular basis. They're going to make the most of this occasion themselves. This is Dario Marcolin, who played here for Blackburn Rovers and actually scored last season. He was on loan in England from Lazio. He's returned to Italy. But Neville waiting on the right-hand side. Berg, though, intervenes. The rest of the world team being controlled tonight by Otmar Hitzfeld. He must have thought he was going to be savouring some champagne from the European Cup with a couple of minutes to go in Barcelona. And he still managed plenty of smiles here tonight. And it's Raymond van der Houw and Manchester United's goal. Mark Bosnich named amongst the substitutes. Offside against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, trying to steal through the middle. Next month we'll see the completion of 13 Alex Ferguson years at Old Trafford. Certainly not an unlucky number for the man himself or for Manchester United. Sheringham. Solskjaer. Teddy Sheringham. Aribo West is the defender. And to be sure, professional pride will dictate for Peter Schmeichel that he won't want to be beaten too often here. York. Up into the left, it's all through the centre where Giggs had found himself. Easy for Rio Ferdinand, who's feeling his way back to full fitness. Paul Gascoigne on the move, motoring from midfield. Player who could have joined Manchester United in the late 80s, chose, and Alex Ferguson thought the deal was done, to go to Tottenham. Silvestre. Certainly it was an encouraging moment for Gascoigne, who's serving a domestic suspension for that red card recently against Chelsea. So he's glad to get some action in these circumstances. Never too much of a hurry. Amazing family, the Nevilles. His brother Gary, of course, well known to you. His sister Tracy's just returned from New Zealand with a bronze medal in the World Netball Championships. Well, and here's Larson. Cafu! And Raymond van der Haar has to muscle Yapstam out of the way to restore some order in that Manchester United penalty area. Well, Vialli with him if he needs him, and George Weah and Yapstam. Well, it's not that serious, but still no one's going to allow an attacker a free path to goal, and Yapstam bringing down the Liberian. Yonk is there, Gascoigne and Marcolin. It's Gascoigne into the wall. West. Now Larson. Yonk, who's had one or two beatings here since coming into English football with Sheffield Wednesday. Enjoys playing midfield, but he hopes he'll pass the ball better tonight than that. Well, Pistone on the gallop, and he might reach. There's not too many in the centre for the rest of the world. And Silvestre knocks it away. Well, very much a Kenny Dalglish man at Newcastle, and since the departure of Kenny, Pistone's position at St James's Park has rather declined. George, how do players feel in these sort of games? There's an expectation of entertainment, there's some professional pride, as I say.
Well, I think that's an important word, pride. I don't care who you are, you don't like losing, whether it's a testimonial or a championship game. But I must say, you know, we talked earlier about respect for Alex Ferguson. I think he's shown a lot of respect for the fans that have paid good money to come here. We know it's all going to charity, but the fact that he's put out such a strong side speaks volumes for him. It's terrific.
Well, sure there'll be one or two party pieces as well, but Gascoigne and Luca Vialli, who has announced his retirement, of course. Very much the manager, not a player for Chelsea anymore. Although before the Manchester United match, with a lack of goals at Stamford Bridge, there were some calls in London for Vialli to reconsider his decision. I'll tell you, he's still very good for about 25 seconds. I think he's undervaluing himself. Well, trying to get Larson away. But the rest of the world meeting the Manchester United team with, as I said at the start, a little bit of a purpose here to just get back together again. So many have been on their travels, although Yapstam there pulled out of the match against Brazil for Holland. Giggs didn't quite recover fitness quick enough for Mark Hughes, who is here tonight in Wales. was Rio Ferdinand. So defender always enjoys himself on the ball. Gascoigne. Where? All these rest of the world players attracted by the chance to play at Old Trafford. Markley. Cafu. Gascoigne trying to quicken it up to where in goes a stamp. And it's Wim Jonk. Larson. Now where? Oh, it's lovely play. Cafu. Vialli! Well, Gianluca Vialli, almost 3 years ago now, scored the winner here for Chelsea in a Premiership game at Old Trafford. Less serious circumstances tonight, but the goal-scoring touch, George, is still there.
Terrific. I mean, that's the one player that the Old Trafford faithful didn't want to see score. But I think maybe I could have knocked that in as well. But a lovely move, a terrific goal. Great ball inside the defender there.
And a perfect cross from Cafu. An invitation that Vialli was almost embarrassed to accept. He knows what the Manchester United feeling is about Chelsea at the moment. George Weah spotting the run of Cafu. It's the first time really that the brilliant Brazilian right-back, public address announcer, confirming the identity of the scorer to universal discredit, at least amongst the fans. The main man sees the humour in it. It's certainly part of Alex Ferguson's makeup. He has to live with the resentment that goes with the near monopoly of Manchester United's success in the 90s, and it's a Vialli again. Looking to fill the centre, Markeling was there, and Henrik Larsson was coming in. He only apologises for not quite getting the service right. York. Crowd loved the little flick in the middle of all that. There. Have to do better than that to beat his great ally for 8 years, Peter Schmeichel. George, you've got a lot of perspective about, we talk about greats for Manchester United. Would Peter Schmeichel be the greatest ever goalkeeper?
Well, you've got to look over the last 7-8 years. I mean, the trophies he's won, plus through in the European Championship with Denmark as well, when they hadn't qualified properly when Yugoslavia dropped out.
But right. They came off the beach and won the pot.
Yeah, but you've got to say, I mean, when you talk about the great keepers and Banksy and Pat Jennings and people like that, he's got to rank up there amongst them.
Giggs. I was here the day Ryan Giggs came on for his debut back in '91, I think it was, and there was a sense of something very special to come. We'd heard all about him. Came on in a league match here against Everton very early, as I recall, as a substitute, and set standards even then. But he's lived up to and beyond. Been a lot of contributors, over 100 players Alex Ferguson's used in his almost 13 years in charge. He might have had Gascoigne amongst them. Solskjaer. Put in from Ferdinand. Markeling. Yonk's having a little bit of trouble here. Cole. Philip Neville. Giggs, two options. Too long deciding which one to take. And this is Cafu. Straying away from his right back berth. Someone's got to fill in there. Gascoigne is taking on the responsibility. Happily, perhaps for him, that Manchester United don't explore the space that's available behind him. An orthodox throw by Peter Schmeichel. Incidentally, you might have seen David Beckham warming up with the Manchester United players, not fit to be involved with England yesterday, but I think fit enough to maybe play a casual part later on. Walk-on part, I think. Vialli. Gascoigne wanting it and getting it. Arsenal's on the move. They got 1 or 2 over on the right-hand side. Leaving Vialli. Good-natured banter directed at the Chelsea manager. Waiting for Silvestre, trying to set off. Henrik Larsson was covering that run. Cantona with the interception. And Weah with a chance to get it to the feet of Vialli. He's done that. Larsson there to support. Playing well, George, the rest of the world.
Tell you what, looking there, we talked about pride earlier, didn't we? So I think Man United, a little bit of pride might come into it, but the rest of the world are knocking about. So, and still good to see players. You just have one touch that you need. You don't have to over elaborate. That's a sign of good players.
York. Now Cole. Working with Philip Neville again. York. Who's helped Norway qualify by right for the Euro 2000 finals. Schmeichel was a scorer for them at the weekend. It's his cross here. Nigerian Taribo West heads straight down only as far as Andy Cole, who nutmegged Cafu and couldn't quite put it into the stride of Teddy Sheringham at the end. More crowd-pleasing stuff, this time from Manchester United. But giving it away, and George Weah tries from Beckham-like range, seeing Raymond van der Gouw off his line. Apart from being very successful, Alex Ferguson's teams, of course, they've played with a wonderful swagger as well.
They do. It comes from winning everything, doesn't it? They actually play a little bit like we used to, knock it about. It's like 5-7 aside sometimes, and that's obviously what they do in training. The great Liverpool sides did that as well. Just one-touch football, and it's great to see.
Gascoigne. Here's the Dutchman, Jonk. Gascoigne. Wim Jonk again, who's always been a very talented passer of the ball. Might come off that for Vialli. And now Solskjaer working the wide positions tonight. Steve McLaren at last experienced what it was like to lose a league game as the assistant to Alex Ferguson. Remember, he came in February from Derby County. They were unbeaten in the league, in fact, since previous December, until what happened at Stamford Bridge. The manager of the last club to win a league game here at Old Trafford against Manchester United is here tonight, a certain Brian Robson. We'll see a little bit of him later. Where? Dix. Up beyond Taribo West. Not past Cafu. Larson. Cafu is on the move down the right-hand side. Henrik Larsson cutting a path through Manchester United. Vialli backing up the play behind Cafu. Crossing. Knocked out by Berg's head. Knocked to Gascoigne. Cafu. Man who was born on the day that England played Brazil in the 1970 World Cup. One of the classic encounters. And said subsequently that sort of day, which is emblazoned in Brazilian football history, it's an omen that he would make the grade in football. Solskjaer. Here's Larsson. Yock. Cole back to Philip Neville. Quite clicked into gear, Manchester United so far. I mentioned the charities Sir Alex Ferguson is supporting. There's the Street to Stadium Trust. It is the official charity of his testimonial year, set up to encourage young people to take part in sport on a regular basis, to give opportunities in sport to disadvantaged children. Action on the touchline. And maybe Cantona's arrival in the game will be soon forthcoming. Another charity as well, the Elizabeth Hardy Ferguson Trust, which is named in honour of Sir Alex's late mother. Both those organisations will benefit hugely from this testimonial year. Dix. Larson not allowing the cross to come in. Very professional, these Swedes, thankfully, as Poland found out. So Giggs sizing up the situation of the corner. Manchester United tonight a goal down to Gianluca Vialli. Where? Vialli. Back to George Weah again. Cafu still lurking on the right, but he looked the other way. George Weah, from being a World Player of the Year, as I mentioned earlier, former European Footballer of the Year, African Footballer of the Year. Muscular striker. Has made a major impact on the international stage. Here he is. And he fizzed that one past Raymond van der Houw and just past the post.
Terrific effort. What a good player he is. Isn't it lovely to see as well? He picks up the ball. The only thing he thinks about is goal. he's either taking players on or he's shooting from all angles. We saw him earlier hitting one from about 40 yards, didn't he? He looks terrific, apart from the white boots.
One or two in your day had white boots, I remember.
I had purple ones. It was worse.
It'll be worth something now, George. Here's the other George Weah. But very circumspect with his challenge. Not a night for the sort of tackling that Butt has made his name for. Larson, Marcolin, progress from the rest of the world. First time away by Berg. Dwight York taking an extra touch or two in his own penalty area. Somewhat suicidal approach from Manchester United for a moment or two, but they've survived that. There's a ball on here for Sheringham, who saw the space away from Taribo West. Neville. Stam. Sheringham. Sheringham, I suppose, was itemised as the man to replace Cantona. And the Frenchman suddenly announced his retirement. Similar style of play. Cross, catching practice for Peter Schmeichel, who has moved to Portugal to play for Sporting and taken his tally of caps for Denmark to 116 now. It's Jonk's pass for Henrik Larsson. It rolls beyond Raymond van der Houw and beyond the post as well. George, what's your thought on this Manchester United goalkeeping situation at the moment? Raymond van der Houw has a lot of admirers.
Well, personally, I think at the moment that you're talking about a choice of three, I actually think, from what I've seen, that he's the best goalkeeper. And I don't know, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. It's a little bit weird to say the least, but for me, he's the best.
Oh, Schmeichel's come out. He's got a duel on here with Dwight York, who brings him down, and Mike Riley, the referee, arrives with a smile almost as wide as York's legendary grin. One up to Schmeichel. If he'd have got it wrong, the Great Dane, it could have been 1-1 on the scoreline. Denmark, of course, are in the playoffs. Draw involving England, Scotland and the Republic of Ireland as well on Wednesday. Cafu. Going to look for here, maybe for the back of the net. Even the acutest of angles doesn't deter Brazilians. Pass by Henning Berg. York. Solskjaer on a run down the right. Went short to Philip Neville. Sheringham. Silvestre on the move down the left. Here's a chance maybe for Manchester United. Silvestre's cross. And Taribo West defending very capably. Who's been linked in the past with moves to England, never quite happened. Certainly one of the most recognisable men on the international scene in Nigeria. Again. Still some very extravagant limbering up going on for Eric Cantona. It's attracting almost as much attention as the match. It's Ricky Butt. for Sheringham. That's a cross that took out Rio Ferdinand in confusion between Italian and Dane, Pistone and Schmeichel. Manchester United have a corner. Another cross from Butt, though.
I think Teddy thought about bringing it down here. I think it might have been a better choice. Chelsea letting him have a go entirely.
Very good-humoured reaction by Peter Schmeichel by his standards. Here's Giggs. Pistone, who conceded the corner, helping the rest of the world 11 defended. Yonk. Cafu, shall we say, has license to roam. Ferdinand looking across rather alarmingly at the space to his right, to the Manchester United left. Cafu was absent. Here's Cole. Schmeichel trying to prevent the corner. Has he done that? Looking across at the linesman. No flag. 398 games he played for Manchester United, Peter Schmeichel, and finished in truly the grand manner as the captain in Barcelona against Bayern Munich. Vialli's pass to George Weah. Cafu to Marcolin. Pistone on the outside, but the chance for Vialli. I think scoring twice against Manchester United.
He wouldn't dare. Still a triple player.
Substitution for the rest of the world coming off coming on to 14, David Weir.
Off comes Ben Yonk, and it's David Weir of Everton and Scotland.
And coming off number 10,
He gets on quickly, leaving the entrance now that the crowd really have come here in their thousands to see. Cantona is back at Old Trafford. Meanwhile, Solskjaer earns a free kick. And the tempo around the ground has lifted considerably. Been back once before for the Munich Memorial match. That's the shot by Cole. That was some 14 months ago when he played a half for a representative 11 and a half for Manchester United. And it's Owen, just back from Macedonia, will replace Henning Berg here. A lot of sympathy for the Republic of Ireland, George, and missing out or having to go into the playoffs because of that late equaliser that Dennis and company conceded.
Yeah, so close, weren't they? Mick McCarthy's done a great job there, and they'd be very, very disappointed. But they're a good side. They've still got a great chance of qualifying.
Contribution will be cheered to the rafters here. Gascoigne, who's got maybe a soulmate to work with now. Larson, Cantona on the move. Sheringham. I remember a lot of Eric Cantona's football matches, but I can't recall too many of the movies, George, that he's made since he gave up playing the beautiful game.
Nobody can remember it.
Sheringham. Solskjaer. Owen's cross. Solskjaer got the shot in. A decisive clearance in the first place by Rio Ferdinand.
Substitution for Manchester United coming off, number 11, Ryan Giggs, coming out of 14, going to play.
Ryan Giggs has been given just 35 minutes here to ease himself back into action. And that smile suggests that that 35 minutes has gone okay. And Jordi Cruyff comes on in Giggs' place. Manchester United are still a goal behind, 10 minutes before half-time. Cantona trying to add to their problems, and it's not often you hear a sense of disappointment here at Old Trafford when a Manchester United defender stops an opponent in his tracks. But there was one there. Everyone wants to see Cantona score. Bowled out by Van der House, Schmeichel style to Sheringham. York involved as well. Here's Owen. United corner. Dennis Owen's come a long way with Alex Ferguson through the 90s. Player who once was given a free transfer by Leeds, went to Oldham. Ended up playing in an FA Cup semi-final, an epic against United, the year Alex Ferguson got his first trophy, that FA Cup replay win against Crystal Palace. Really set the ball rolling. York setting the ball rolling here with the corner. Schmeichel saying, I'm going to give it to somebody, and it's a beautifully judged pass to Gascoigne. He wanted a quicker response, the goalkeeper, then. And Gascoigne finds Cantona. Not being total match shape, Eric, but he just has to turn up here to fill the place. Solskjaer, nice by Pistone. That's what's going to happen to Alessandro Pistone, presumably seeing out his contract at Newcastle. I'm sure it's a lucrative one, but it seems a waste of an Italian player who came into the English game with a great reputation. Cafu. Would it be fair to make comparisons, Alex Ferguson with Cantona and you and Sir Matt as the enfant terribles?
Yeah, I think as Alex did, Sir Matt kept looking for me a few times and talked me into coming back. Yeah. It'd just be interesting, Martin, if the rest of the world get a penalty, do you think he'll take it?
Maybe you could get a bet on, could you? But it is, on a serious note, the style of management that Alex Ferguson exhibited in the Cantona crisis, and it was a crisis. An incident that went beyond the sport itself. A shameful night at Selhurst Park. Eric bounced back brilliantly and wrote what he called for us on Sky Sports the perfect story the following season. One of the great comebacks to not just play but guide Manchester United to the second of the three doubles, domestic doubles, the league and FA Cup under Alex Ferguson. Solskjaer, that's Jordi Cruyff, not able to make too much of the deep ball. Pause just to remind you what's coming up on Sky Sports 2. Birmingham against Newcastle from the Worthington Cup. Games that must be played to a finish. And Southampton and Liverpool, what an attractive tie that looks. That's on Wednesday at 7:30, again on Sky Sports 2. We've got Weir and Weir now. Just test the enunciation. Gascoigne. Cantona, but anticipated by York. This is Solskjaer. Cruyff. And York, Sheringham. Turning away to safety, Taribo West, who played with Nigeria in the World Cup finals in France. Who, of course, played in the final itself, the second time in his career. Marcolin. Where? Cantona again. Stan not giving him a free passage. Where? Marcolin. Eric Cantona going to change pace, not exactly a sprint into the penalty area. He was in a hurry. Where? A bit more practice required, understanding. The World 11, it was very difficult for Alex Ferguson and his organisers to get players this particular evening. So much going on in international football with the countries and clubs. The turnout has been good and the display has been very competitive. Now they've got Solskjaer's pass to deal with and Ricky Butt looking to try and steer it in more with the side of the foot from just outside the penalty area. No one yet amongst the present Manchester United crop has got the satisfaction of scoring a goal past Peter Schmeichel. Gascoigne has changed sides. Well, that's helped Manchester United. The Clown Prince. Nice ball, Paul. You do wonder what would have happened to him, George, if he had chosen Manchester United and not Tottenham then.
Yeah, it would have been interesting, wouldn't it? I mean, and again, you heard from the reception what people think of him. He's had a few problems on and off the pitch, but people love talent, and this crowd here give him a tremendous reception when they come on.
With England playing Belgium yesterday, we recall the fact that Belgium was his last game. It's pass for David Weir. Sad departure from the group of players not selected for the World Cup finals in France. Paul Gascoigne, the day after he played the previous time England played Belgium. Cruyff, a couple of minutes to go to half-time. Don't think there'll be too much stoppage time. Don't think Alex Ferguson will have to get the watch out. We'd like to see an equaliser before half-time, and he has seen it from Teddy Sheringham. That's what it means to get one over, the great goalkeeper. One-one. George Best.
Well, I think that's what we needed just before half-time, which is very, very interesting. Great cross, and Teddy's already had a couple of half chances, but stuck in there, head of the defender, and stuck it past poor old Schmeichel. Schmeichel will not be happy, even though it's a friendly game. He looks happy enough with it.
It was a very typical Teddy Sheringham goal. First touch, always been of a high order. And Cantona crafts a brilliant pass that is not going to lead to George Weah going in because the offside flag went up. Mike Riley brings the first half to a slightly premature close. And the crowd showed their appreciation. Manchester United took 43 minutes to get the better of Peter Schmeichel. Teddy Sheringham finally got tonight's United side off the mark for Sir Alex after they had trailed to a beautifully worked goal for the rest of the world, scored by Gianluca Vialli. The rest of the world are going to make some alterations, in particular in the second half. I think one change for Manchester United as well. Mark Bosnich is not coming on, but he's there if required. But before I give you the news of the changes, we can hear from Sir Alex Ferguson himself. He's with Nick Collins.
Yeah. Alex, just very quickly, your thoughts at the halfway stage?
Well, two great goals. I thought that the first goal that Gianluca scored was a marvellous goal, good build-up. And we've got a good one back, so hopefully there's more goals.
Teddy Sheringham enjoyed his celebration, jumping onto Peter Schmeichel's back. That was a nice moment.
As a reminder of the cup final, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Enjoy the second half, thank you.
Just looking around the Manchester United lineup, and John Curtis, wearing number 17, is on in place of, it looks like, Jaap Stam at the back. And there's an interesting change in goal for the rest of the world. Peter Schmeichel has gone off, but I don't think we've seen the last of him this evening. But Pascal Olmeita has come on in goal for the rest of the world. Now, he's made himself a little bit of a reputation in the Manchester area because he played in that Munich match that we were talking about earlier and took free kicks and generally entertained the crowd in such a way that people have been asking us, is he involved tonight? Well, he certainly is, and that's all part of this gathering in honour of Sir Alex Ferguson. Is it an obsession that he's got with winning football matches? Is that the word you would use, George?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, though. My dear old dad and I have so many arguments over Sir Alex, and he says exactly the same. He's obsessed with winning, and I keep telling him that's what it's all about. That's why we're in the business.
This is 38-year-old Pascal Olmeita, who played in a European Cup final for Marseille in 1991. And he travels around now with Eric Cantona. They're great mates from their days together in the south of France. And he might bring one or two moments that you'll remember over the next half an hour or so. And I would just point out for all Manchester United fans, stay watching, because there are all sorts of surprises to come in this second half, particularly to appeal to your sense of nostalgia. For the moment, it's Manchester United 1, the rest of the world 1. Other changes for the rest of the world. The captain of Israel, Eric Bernardo, is on at the back, and Guerino Gottardi from Lazio. Cafu has gone off. Here's Sheringham. Comes out for Butt to strike one, and Benito Cabani is also with us, the player who's in dispute, it seems, with Sheffield Wednesday now, and talk about a possible move maybe to Derby, then to Aston Villa. Really he wants to go back to Italy. Well, for the moment he's here at Old Trafford tonight wearing number 18. Here he is. That's a cross that nearly produced yet another own goal to add to the long list we've seen this season. Silvestre. So see the funny side of it in the end. Gascoigne. He's gone up against Carbone. Cruyff. For Manchester United, Nicky Butt's cross. He, of course, is going to miss some football over the next few weeks because of the red card that he received at Chelsea. It only applies suspension to domestic matches, of course. Manchester United halfway through their Champions League first phase. Raymond van der Hauwe very involved in that competition, but not recently in the Premiership matches. Massimo Taibbi has had a rather checkered start. Cruyff. Trying to get Philip Neville down the left-hand side. Carbone. York. Cole pressed back by Marcolin. Now York. Well, it remains serious, if a little low-key, the football. There's just one moment from Gascoigne when he apparently changed sides just before the end of the first half. It hasn't degenerated to knockabout stuff. So, a moment to encourage the crowd there from Dwight York. On wearing number 12 is the Brazilian striker Careca, who played almost 70 times for his country. But Sheringham comes out to Philip Neville. Cruyff. Manchester United hoping to give their manager cause for pleasure in the second half. They've got a scuttle back now to defend against Benito Carbone. It's going available again. George Weah has given every indication of enjoying his game here at Old Trafford tonight. Here's Butt. To his right in Manchester United red, but they're all in a straight line across the pitch. One misplaced pass took them all out of the play, and it's Weah. With Larson coming in from the left-hand side. Curtis made the first interception, and here's Careca. Well, he's almost 40 years old now. Won the championship in Italy with Napoli. Player in his prime, George.
Oh, brilliant, yeah, really terrific, and still looks sharp, doesn't he, for his age. But Charlie Nicholas said at half-time, be interesting to see if they step up the tempo, and I think, again, we talked about pride. I think they'll just see that extra little step from both sides. Looking, they want to win.
Larson. Back for West. Here's Dotardi and Bernardo. Israel also in the playoffs. You might see something of him, Eric Bernardo. Three countries, England, Scotland or the Republic of Ireland, end up with Israel in their playoff pairing. They completed the set yesterday evening, set of 8. Israeli football club level and internationally is developing at a quick pace. Cruyff never really established himself as a regular first-teamer here, but now Solskjaer joining Sheringham in the centre, and that desire not to let anything slip that's present in the vast majority of top-flight professionals surfacing. There hasn't been a real proliferation of goalmouth incident. Here's Weah. Touched off George Weah for a Manchester United throw. John Curtis, one of the younger players, going to show a lot of patience to wait for their opportunity to play more regularly for Manchester United. Seemed to be destined for the top as an England schoolboy captain. Even Philip Neville, an England international, not guaranteed a regular game in the back line for Alex Ferguson. Almeida went for the return pass, but didn't get it. Carbone. As well forward. Carbone used him as a decoy, and then York took the ball from Nicky Butt and straight into Taribo West. Gascoigne. Carbone and Kareka. There's no flag, and there is a second goal for the rest of the world. He hasn't lost his touch when the chance materialises, and Kareka makes it Manchester United 1, the rest of the world 2. George.
Yeah, terrific finish. I mean, you don't play for the greatest team in the world 70 times and become finished. And he's made it look easy, hasn't he?
Well, he had a 12-year international career. He's certainly remembered in Europe from his club football with Napoli, in tandem with Maradona for a while. Paul Scholes has come on for Manchester United while we were looking at the replays of that goal. Cole doesn't drop for Cruyff, does though for Philip Neville. Another very assured touch from Kareka, in tandem with Carbone, who played him through for the goal. Tony Wilson, we understand, is here tonight. The man who's involved in this battle of wills with Benito Carbone. Sheringham's offside. And here is Pascal Olmeita. Gascoigne, they're almost left with egg on their faces, the rest of the world then, but Olmeita's back. cursing that the move broke down. The real showman. George Weah. And Carbone's offside. Good stop by Raymond van der Houw. It wouldn't have counted.
Attention please, this is a message from Mr. David Parks from Hesketh Bank. Mr. David Parks from Hesketh Bank.
Scholes trying to emulate David Beckham, but the crowd who remember Pascal Olmater, and there are many of them here from the match 14 months ago, need him to get the ball on a more regular basis. He's got it again. Language barriers. Gascoigne. Burnett. Tardy, and John Curtis has got to be quick. He played it against Kareka. York. There's a chance to play it wide either side. Find out the supporting cast for Manchester United then. He applies for Carbone. Kareka. And Curtis has only given a chance for Henrik Larsson to curl one. Scored so many spectacular goals for Celtic. International goal against Poland was his 10th for his country. 46 internationals. Kareka, Carbone, same combination. The party pooper there was Philip Neville. Gascoigne gets the better of Scholes. Larson. It's Philip Neville, one-man defence at the moment for Manchester United. George, you're very close to things here. What's realistic for Manchester United from the forthcoming months in defence of the treble? We know he'd like to win them all and more.
Well, I mean, everyone said, how do you follow it? But they're still the side I think everyone's got to beat. And of course, the big talking point is the FA Cup, which they've dropped out of. And I think everyone would like to see them in it. But Alex Ferguson, he just thinks, I want to win every game. You want to win this as well. And just keep plugging away.
Yes, I hope we haven't heard the last of that FA Cup supposed exit. I know there are politicians wanting to change things. Manchester United seem adamant that they won't take part. If they go out of the League Cup, which they don't take seriously, away to Aston Villa on Wednesday night. It's Cole. Sheringham. Here comes Paul Scholes. Oh, the goalkeeper got a touch. It was fiercely hit by Scholes. Athletic goalkeeper Olmater. And a real character. They've always been crazy, keepers, eh?
You've got to be the big goalkeeper, haven't you? But that was a terrific save.
York. Sheringham. That's a wonderful stop from Dennis Irwin. One of the moments of the night so far. Picked his spot, did Irwin. He didn't find it. Scholes with the corner goalkeeper. And, not such an impressive show of judgment there. And it's Cruyff. Come off a defender because it's another corner. Fun and games in the rest of the world penalty area. Miscalculation at the corner then. Vastly overhit by Scholes. Brought out at pace by Weah. The rest of the world have got 5 men forward here. Shotari with the cross. And the Brazilian attempt at the near post by Careca. Cole. Side trap in use here. It's a bit mean, isn't it?
Yes, I thought Elijah might have let that go. But this keeper's nuts, isn't he? In a nice way. 2 terrific saves in the space of 30 seconds. Brilliant.
Well, you can see why they wanted a return booking for him. Cantona is the serious actor. There's the light entertainment. Almeida never played for France at full international level, but played a lot of French First Division football as a goalkeeper, not as a centre forward where he is at the moment. Chance on for Manchester United. Taribo West has gone back on the line. What's Scholes going to try? He gives it to Sheringham. He wants a goal, like all good strikers should really, but Taribo West on sentry duty by the post and puffing a bit. Almeida is almost back. Great entertainment at Old Trafford tonight.
I think that might be the last of his runs, Mark. He looks shattered.
Gascoigne. Carbone. Gascoigne once more. Careca. Carbone. Careca was looking for Weah, but Mickey Butt stood between the two of them. Manchester United, not that it matters a great deal except to their pride. 2-1 down, 20 minutes into the second half. Cruyff. Philip Neville. The pass came inside Gottardi. Marcolin getting back. Sheringham trying to find Scholes, but Henrik Larsson read the danger signs. Touch from David Weah. Forward by Marcolin. Careca with another attempted flicked pass. Maybe Almeida can get things going again for the rest of the world. And indeed for a 50,000 plus crowd. Back you go. Would have been a time when I missed David Beckham. Cruyff. Almeida is back where he belongs. Owen. Scholes. Cole. Oh, that's a cracking pass by Carbone. Pass to Kareka. Suggested dealing with the danger of Henrik Larsson. York. Since some activity from the crowd in the main stand, they might be getting a glimpse of some significant changes that are about to be made very shortly. And
folks, we have a mass substitution.
there's going to be a mass replacement.
The rest of the world. Let's hear it for the rest of the world team.
Larsson, first of all, comes off, and that's a great effort for him to come here after his work with Sweden.
Old Trafford, the rest of the world.
And the rest of the world en masse depart now, because Manchester United are now going to take on 11 fresh faces, famous faces from Manchester United's recent past. Almeida will get a standing ovation, I'm sure. George Weah has certainly come here to show off his wares and has been conspicuous and pays his respect to Sir Alex Ferguson, and he's really enjoyed this frenetic French goalkeeper Pascal Almeida. Otmar Hitzfeld also saying his thanks to the foreign stars. And Paul Gascoigne very reluctantly being told he's got to go off.
That's all 11, Paul.
So you've seen the departures. Now stand by for the entrance in one or two cases of re-entrance. We'll call this side Fergie's Boys.
Number 1, Peter Schmeichel.
Peter Schmeichel.
Number 2, Paul Parker.
He'll come back on again.
Number 4.
The essence of the selection here, the squad of players that helped Manchester United to the double in '94. Paul Parker, Clayton Blackmore, Steve Bruce, now the manager of Huddersfield Town, of course, whose side could have gone top of Division 1 at the weekend. And Daisy and Dolly, as they were affectionately known in the dressing room for so many years, are reunited. Bruce and Pallister, Darren Ferguson. So when I say Fergie's Boys, that's quite literally the case. Three sons, Darren Ferguson, who's now playing for Wrexham, and from North Wales, the Wales manager, Mark Hughes. Lee Sharp, who's only just got his fitness back, he's with Bradford City these days, and he may well play in the Worthington Cup later this week. And although David Beckham is not fully fit, he is going to take part tonight, and few would begrudge him that.
Also wearing number 7, show your appreciation for Brian Robson.
At 42 years young, Captain Marvel. The manager of the last club to beat Manchester United in the league here. And Eric Cantona.
Eric Cantona!
Nice touch, George.
Wonderful. Some talent out there in there. How much is that worth?
Well, it'll bring a nostalgic tear to many a Manchester United eye. The boys are back together.
Phil Neville.
Michael Clegg and Jonathan Greening on for
Ladies and gentlemen,
Manchester United.
on!
the score. 2-1. The senior citizens in dark blue will enjoy having a goal advantage. Robson to Cantona, to Mark Hughes. You feel like you're in a time warp suddenly at Old Trafford. Cantona. Beckham moving pretty well, it must be said. Maybe not quite the same for Eric, but who cares? Just great to see him again. Here's York. Now Greening. But really the majority in the stadium wanting to see now the former Manchester United players really turn it on. Cantona reunited up front. Steve Bruce and Gary Pallister with a bit of sorting out to do. As Nicky Butt plays it in and Steve Bruce reads it just like he always used to. He's incidentally recently announced his retirement from playing at serious level. Cantona. Here's Paul Parker. First played for England in the World Cup of 1990. We shouldn't forget his international time as well. Hughes! That is the moment of the night. Wow! The old warrior does it again at Old Trafford. George.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. And that's his dodgy foot, isn't it? That's absolute magic. I mean, they're so used to at Old Trafford seeing him knock them in. I mean, I'd love him here. And that's different class. Bit special.
Well, he's moving into management. Still, of course, a player at Southampton. Greening. One from the Mark Hughes catalogue of great goals. Always in his time under Alex Ferguson, who brought him back here from Barcelona, Mark Hughes. Always a player who could be relied on the truly big stage. Cantona. Taken up by Irwin. So we'll score this. Manchester United won the World 11-3. Michael Clegg to Greening. Clayton Blackmore, who's still in regular league action. He's with Notts County now, having left Middlesbrough last season for a short spell with Barnsley. Beckham. He's given offside. And the crowd still buzzing in reaction to Mark Hughes' wonderful goal. Cole. They've stopped Dwight York getting in the first place. Beckham. Cantona. Beckham wants it. He's not the only one. Lee Sharp coming in. And here's Mark Hughes. Cantona just gets there. Well, Brian Robson coming in. You might have noticed there are 3 number 7s for Alex Ferguson's old boys. Robson, Cantona and Beckham. Scholes. Andy Cole to try and take on Steve Bruce. He skipped past him. Schmeichel gets in the way. Just. Not sure how Sir Alex will feel if Manchester United lose this game, George.
I don't think he'll be too bothered about it. It's great to see so many great players, past and present, and a little bit of fun tonight. Everyone's just savouring it, and most of these lads will be back to business this week.
There's Pallister. Sharp, it's good to see him moving so well after a huge catalogue of injuries. Never quite happened for him at Leeds United, where he was taken by Howard Wilkinson back in 1996. Shooting from distance, and Teddy Sheringham going off, one hopes not with an injury. There are rumours coming up to us from down below that he's just tweaked a calf muscle. Now that will make Sir Alex not happy. Blackmore, who scored for Notts County at the weekend. Cantona. Scholes catching out Darren Ferguson. Manchester United playing with 10 men, but they've still got Andy Cole in. Still very, very difficult to get the better of 1 against 1.
Oh, he's a big lad. He spreads himself so well. You've got to be a good player to get past him. I mean, you've got the defence out there with Steve Bruce and Pallister when they were playing together. If you got past them, then you had to beat Schmeichel. So it wasn't very easy, to say the least.
My memory tells me you always scored when you got through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. What was your preferred method?
Make him dive first, and then walk it past him.
Sounds so simple. Here's Bruce and Beckham. Cantona. With the roars forming in 50,000 throats around Old Trafford. Raymond van der Houw stepped in to defuse the situation. 10 minutes left on a very special night for football's latest night, Sir Alex Ferguson. Pallister. Barring accidents will be involved in the next Sunday Premiership match, Middlesbrough against West Ham. Hughes gave us a truly glorious moment tonight. Well, not too many opponents get that sort of reaction from the Manchester United manager. Technically an opponent tonight, Mark Hughes. Here's Beckham. Hughes. Cantona might have lost a little bit of speed, but the positional craft still there. And it comes off courtesy to Beckham. Beautiful control by Scholes, who was a substitute not used by England. A bit of a persistent groin problem. Kevin Keegan recognising that. Clegg. Scholes. Having seen what Almeida did, Peter Schmeichel. He did score once for Manchester United against Rotor Volgograd in a European game. It's Mark Hughes again. And Schmeichel saying, well, hang on a minute, what about the pass to the man lurking on the right? Steve Bruce is in charge of the left-hand goal at the moment. Schmeichel, unlike Almeida, is making absolutely no effort to get back. He obviously trusts his outfield players. If they don't protect his goal, there'll be all sorts of comments flying around. 7 minutes to go. And Manchester United have a very good opportunity to score here. Because pleasantries are being exchanged between Peter Schmeichel and Dwight York. They haven't taken that opportunity to score, and Schmeichel saying, well, feed it into me up front. And Sylvester not quite on the wavelength with the crowd and with the opposing goalkeeper. It's Greening. Still Bruce again, the last line of defence. They still can't work it in, so Peter Schmeichel had made it back into his own penalty area this time. Cantona. No flag. David Beckham getting the better of Dwight York, not the better of Van der Haar. Sharp. Hughes, he's got another one! It's great fun now, George.
It's brilliant. Sparky's different class, and he's come out, probably played 15 minutes and get a hat-trick here. Smashed the last one in with his left, and the old right foot has done business again. I mean, over the years, he's been one of the best target men in the world. Does it week in, week out. Terrific stuff.
Not quite sure what Alex Ferguson would have made of Dwight York's attempted challenge on David Beckham if he'd brought Beckham down then. Beckham's, as I say, state of fitness somewhat questionable. Certainly that's what England think. No sign of the damaged hamstring, though, in this little cameo appearance, but of course it's not the real thing in this game. But the organisers of this night, I think, really got it right with the change of emphasis for the last 25 minutes or so, bringing on the former Manchester United squad to play against the present crop. And no one has enjoyed that switch more than Mark Hughes. But Brian Robson has a problem. Cantona. Pallister deciding that he can venture forward. Looking for Cantona. I think that's what the crowd want now most of all, a Cantona goal to seal the evening. Cole. Clegg. Hughes demanding the clearance from Schmeichel. Lay off by Pallister. Well, Sylvester is still in the proving stage at Old Trafford, and you can perhaps not blame him for the serious piece of involvement. He's concentrated on his own game. He's been distracted by some of the other entertainment. York to Scholes! Manchester United get one back. Paul Scholes puts his trademark on the evening. And it's Manchester United 2, the opposition 4. Maybe 5, because here's Beckham. Goalkeeper and the post thwarting him. Blackmore, Hughes, Beckham. Under hit by Brian Robson. 2 minutes left. Greening. Cole. Steve Bruce was showing him down the left side onto Cole's weaker left foot. Anticipation by Hughes, who's not easing up, and Cantona. And Robson. Well, it's a great shame that the legs eventually start to go, because these players have football in their heart, and let's hope they can keep coming back in the dawning nights such as these. The great men of Manchester United's relatively recent past. They never lose the touch, and it's been a magic touch tonight in honour of Sir Alex Ferguson. A man who's worked himself up from humble origins to the very top. And top names in football have come here to pay their respects. And Mark Hughes made a marvellous impact late on. The presence of Eric Cantona really guaranteed the gate, the full house. Great night, George Best.
Absolutely brilliant. Full house, a lot of money going to charity, worthwhile, and I think everyone's enjoyed it. We've seen 6 goals, a couple of specials from Hughes, especially the first one, and some great touches. I said earlier, some great players on the show, and it just shows the respect I have for this man.
Well, the crowning glory of many a career would be the treble that Manchester United won so wonderfully last season, but Sir Alex Ferguson's ambition, he won't accept it as that. Just another chapter, another step along the way, because the whole secret of the man is that he wants more. He's never satisfied, and now he's going to express his thanks to the Old Trafford crowd and to all of you at home.
To my fans. You proved you're the best in the world. I hope you've enjoyed the night. It's been a marvellous occasion for me and my players tonight. I'd also like to thank the players who have travelled from all over Europe to play tonight. I think we deserve an applause. I'd also like to thank Manchester United for putting this on tonight, and also to my family, my wife in particular. She's sitting up there. I owe her everything. most importantly, tonight, it tells you how much pleasure I've had at Manchester United in the 13 years when you see the collection of great players I've had the privilege to manage tonight. I'm a very lucky manager to be able to see such a collection here tonight. Truly great players and quite really legends of this club forevermore. Thank you, boys. Well done. Just one last word. Have a safe journey home. Well done.
Well, he is a most single-minded man.
One more time, Sir Alex Ferguson!
That explosive side to his nature that most of us in the media have experienced at one time or another. It's part of his makeup that has produced this phenomenally successful manager. But he has an unwavering sense of purpose that has set him above not only his peers, but the vast majority of other football managers of all time. We're reaching a time in history, George, when we look back on a century, and sparing your blushes, you'll be on everyone's list of great players of the 20th century. This man could top the list of great managers.
Yes, again, you know, we talked about Schmeichel, and when you're talking about lists of great players, and this man will go down as a great manager. He already is a great manager, and people are talking about him as one of the all-time greats. You know, when you talk about managers like Jock Stein and Bill Shankly and Bill Nicholson and Sir Matt, this man's up there. That's why I said that's why he's got a knighthood.
He won the league championship in Scotland as well as in England. That's a unique achievement. But let's just spell it out for you again. 5 league titles for Manchester United, something that United significantly failed to capture in the 70s or the 80s. 4 FA Cups, 1 League Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup, the first European success for an English club since the ban after Heysel. 3 English doubles, domestic doubles in the 90s, and less than 5 months ago, against very, very long odds, the treble chance came up for Manchester United and for their inspirational manager. A true winner, Sir Alex Ferguson.
A wonderful night for you and some real moments to savour there.
Oh, it's fantastic. I thought that, you know, to bring the players on the end was a special surprise for everyone.
Well, there's a few famous names there that helped you win some trophies, weren't there?
Oh, marvellous. Not just the ability, but their character, which is so important, and they've been great players for this club.
Mark Hughes, I saw you applauding from the bench when he scored his first.
Oh, he saved that one, didn't he? A special sparky goal.
And seeing Eric Cantona back out there again must have brought back memories for you.
Ah, magnificent player. One of the best ever, without question.
On a more serious note, you're also able to introduce Ryan Giggs and David Beckham back to a little bit of action, which must be helpful.
Yeah, I think that the 20 minutes that David got's enough. And Ryan, obviously, he showed tonight he needed a game. But at least it's a start for him.
And what are your overriding emotions when you were walking around the pitch at the end?
It's very emotional because, you know, it's a one person, myself tonight, that they're there to see, and it makes you so proud, and they're fantastic support. I really appreciate that.
Well, 55,000 people gave you a wonderful ovation.
Yeah, it was wonderful. I really appreciate that.
Some good memories to take away from tonight.
Marvellous.